It's round 3, and our experts are going to answer 2 questions apiece, this time for $5 each. And while they're thinking, their opponents are going to bet on whether or not they know the answer. And if they guess right, they make just as much money as the expert does. So we're going to start now with the player with the lowest score, which is, of course, Brad this time in Breaking Bad. Let's go to your first question. Brad, 4 episode titles from Season 2 form a sentence referring to an event in the season finale. What is that sentence? 4 episode titles form a sentence referring to an event in the season finale. What's that sentence? It's as if they're painting your picture the way they're looking at you, trying to get a read. Look at this poker face, and we're ready now for your answer, Brad.
737 down over Albuquerque.
And we'll take Albuquerque. It's ABQ, which is the airport code. And you said he'd get it right. You said he'd get it right. Everybody makes $5 there.
I appreciate your confidence.
We move now to Chris. Chris in the category of Resident Evil. Chris, question 1. What type of outerwear is typically associated with the T-103 Tyrant? We're talking about the T-103 Tyrant. What type of outerwear typically associated with that Tyrant? You're thinking hard. Brad's thinking, I have no clue what it is.
I didn't even understand half the words.
Yeah, I read them. I didn't know what they meant.
Siege
and we're
of
ready
Malta.
for your
Siege of
answer. Have you put in your guess, Brad? All right,
65.
Chris, what's the answer?
I think it's a long coat.
Can you be a little more specific?
A trench coat?
Yeah, we'll give you a trench coat because that's what the answer is. You said he'd get it wrong. You said he'd get it wrong. A couple of long coat guys over there, but we're going to give it to you. $5 for you, Chris. You fooled them all. We go now to you, Stephanie. What 2010 White House event was the cast of Glee invited to sing? At what 2010 White House event was the cast of Glee invited to sing? The 2 opponents chattering and whispering and thinking, and Stephanie either knows it right now and is faking, or she's trying to. And now we're ready for your answer, Stephanie.
I'd guess a presidential party. I've got no idea.
It's the Easter egg roll. You both said you get it wrong. $5 for each of you. Stephanie, I'm sorry, no money for you there.
And we asked the president if his daughters watched Glee, and he said no. And behind him, Michelle's going, yes, they watched. It's kind of cool.
We come to you, Brad. This is your second question.
Can I vote against myself?
Well, you can. You can do it early if you'd like. I want you to tell me, Brad, what is on the wallpaper that graces Saul Goodman's office? What is on the wallpaper that graces Saul Goodman's office? This is, of course, Breaking Bad, your second question of the round. They're both giving you the little once-over right now, Chris and Stephanie, studying the stoic pianist. And there you go. Now he's the thinker. And we'll take your answer now, Brad.
We the people.
Yeah, that's the U.S. Constitution. We'll give it to you, okay? It's the U.S. Constitution. Chris gets $5, said he would get it right. You said he'd get it wrong, Stephanie. No harm, no foul. You don't lose any money, but you don't get the $5.
I've been so supportive of you.
We come to you, Chris, for your second question of the round. Resident Evil is the category. What installment includes a flashback to the floating city of Terra Grigia? Terra Grigia. What installment includes a flashback to that floating city?
He's making up all those words, right?
I don't know any of the words, I'm sorry.
Ready to answer now, Chris?
Yeah, Revelations.
Revelations is correct. Stephanie said you get it right. Brad said you get it right. $5 for everyone. We're just giving money away here on the experts. And we come to the second question of the round, the final question of the round. For Stephanie, here we go. Identify in the category of Glee any 4 of the Broadway musicals that have had at least 4 songs performed on the show. Any 4 of these shows. There are a lot to think of. A lot of shows out there.
Hey, can you sing anything from Glee?
I can't.
That would be really distracting then. Here, go try.
All right, Stephanie, we're ready now for your 4 musicals.
I only know, well, Les Mis, of course, Wicked. That's That's all I've got.
Okay. There are 7 of them: Chicago, A Chorus Line, Funny Girl, Grease, Rocky Horror, Saturday Night Fever, and West Side Story have each had at least 4.
We've done 4 songs from Funny Girl? Not just the same one 600 times? Cool, I did not realize that.
Stephanie, I'm sorry you didn't get that right. Gentlemen, what did you say she would do there? You both said she'd get it wrong. $5 for each of you. Stephanie, you go home a little hungry on that one. But, of course, the 4th round is coming. The game is still close enough that it could be anybody's game. We'll be back to see who prevails in round 4.